Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. I am Marco Buscema. I am an Italian attorney. I'm based in Udine, Italy, Northeast, the best city for living, chose by national newspapers for 2023. So I'm very proud of it. I'm a personal injury attorney myself, and I am the founder of WIL, Worldwide Independent Lawyers League. As on Thursdays, we have topic presentations. On Tuesdays, we have what is on my desk sessions. On Thursdays, we have topic presentations. And today, I'm very happy and proud to introduce my friend, Eduardo Brenna, for doing business in Brazil. I read an abstract of his profile. You can find it for you Wills people. You can find it on the Wills app or on the website. I've just read it because it's very, very nice and it's very Brazilian. So I'm a happy person who loves to help others. That is why I help entrepreneurs not to have labor problems with their employees. My advocacy is focused on the values of altruism, humanism, and love. But I'm also a coach, a master coach in neuro-linguistic programming, hypnosis, and rebirthing. Beware. Lecturer and behavioral analyst. I'm a co-author of the Extraordinary Leader book, member of the Legal Coaching Commission of Bar SP, creator of the Enchendo a Bank, I'm sorry for my Portuguese pronunciation, Filling the Bank. Okay, so let's go. Time to leave the stage. Time to leave the stage to Eduardo, doing business in Brazil. So, Eduardo, I introduced you already, and so we are not going to show slides. So it's an interview. It's interactive.
Great.
You are
Great.
a coach for that, so you will also guide us. I break the ice. I break the ice. So please give us an overview on the state of Brazil. Political structure, legal system, and then we'll go deeper on deeper in the business. Please, Eduardo.
Of course. First of all, I'm going to introduce myself again. I'm a lawyer. I'm a practice lawyer since 1995, probably most
29 years.
29 years.
Wow.
29 years, and I think 9 years or 10 years I've been helping other lawyers with their marketing, because I had a personal necessity and I had to study marketing for me and my office. And then some friends asked me to help them with that, and this became a business for me too. And I'm very happy to help my colleagues in this way. Let me talk about Brazil. Brazil is I don't know. It's like almost a continent. Is one of the fifth biggest country in the world. We have more than 200 million people living here. Probably one of the most populous in the world too. And these two things plus one other thing that I will talk to you later, probably make the Brazil one of the best countries to do business, because we have a huge market and we have lots of opportunities, and we have many space to do lots of things. So let me talk about our system legal. We have a president. We have 27 states. Brazil is a republic, and we have 27 states. So it's one of almost all of the Brazilian states are biggest than a single country in Europe, probably. We have about jurisdictions. We have some kinds of it's divided in civil law, federal jurisdiction, civil jurisdiction, labor jurisdiction, and electoral jurisdiction and military jurisdiction. And we have judge courts in first degree, second degree, and the courts of tribunals and Supremo Tribunal Federal and Superior Tribunal de Justiça, and exclusively in labor jurisdiction we have another tribunal in third degree, that's Tribunal Superior do Trabalho, Superior Labor Tribunal. Okay, and we have here in Brazil, you can be. It's amazing. We have more than 1 million lawyers here. We have more lawyers than China, and we have more schools of lawyers than China too. So probably in 2030, we have maybe we should be 2 million of lawyers here in Brazil. And of course, in small countries, you may think that is lots of lawyers, but I do know that it can be, we lawyers can be key points of doing business in Brazil. That's why we are here. And that's why will is very important, that we can attract and we can see opportunities for the business and of course for lawyers.
Yeah, great. So what do you think are now on that? I'm very happy because there is Rita Quilis, immigration lawyer, Alexandra Trinahin, IP lawyer, and then I see also Fernanda Vaz, tax lawyer in Brazil. So I think we can also ask them later in a few minutes their points of view on in their domains. Immigration.
You know, Marco, as head of Will Brazil, I obliged them to be here.
Yes, something important. Eduardo is the president of Will Brazil. Very important. And at the end of this week, we'll have a new affiliate in Brazil. More. So,
yes.
So, okay, Eduardo, what do you think? Why coming to Brazil? What are the hot spots in Brazil? Because there are a lot of stereotypes for all the countries in the world, also mine. But
I would like to talk about Brazil, and I'd like to talk as this state that I'm living now. It's Santa Catarina, and I tell you why. I used to live in São Paulo. São Paulo is the more economic, the more powerful economic state in Brazil. And of course, when you live there, you can't see other opportunities outside there. When I moved to Santa Catarina, I realized that, oh my, Santa Catarina have lots of opportunities for all of us and for all the entrepreneurs that wants to do business here. And Joinville is the city I'm living, and we have around Joinville, as you may understand, we have 4 ports, particular ports, less than 2 hours from Joinville, and we have 3 airports less than 3 hours from Joinville. And of course, it facilitates the transports for all around the country and for all the world. And it's amazing. It's amazing. I invite you to know Joinville. When Joseph looked for Joinville and this region in the Google, he discovered that is the most German. You see, Max, it's the most German region in Brazil. We have lots of Germans here. We have schools that teach the German language here in around Joinville, Jaraguá, and Blumenau cities around where I live now. So Brazilian, we have I think the most important thing now. We have one thing that attracts. It can be very attractive for the foreigners is that the how can I say, Marco? How can I say cambio? The cambio of the
exchange,
coin,
exchange.
Currency,
exchange.
currency
Thank you.
exchange. Yes,
The currency exchange.
Yeah.
Thank you, my friend. So the dollar here in Brazil is five times more than real. And then when foreigners come to do business here, it's very cheap. Buying companies, buying products, and buying buildings, and buying something, especially from the entrepreneurs in Europe and United States. And Alexander Podi can help me if you see if you see correctly. Of course, Fernanda and Rita too, because Alexandre works with this stuff.
Yeah. Okay, Eduardo, if you agree, and we have this luck today, we have several Brazilians colleagues, you in labor, Alexandra in IP, Fernanda Tax, and Rita Immigration. I would like to start with you, of course, Eduardo, but limited time because our slot is going, let's say, 10, 15 minutes more, not more than that. So I would like to have your point of view on labor law system in Brazil, then Alexandra IP, or Rita, ladies first, Rita Immigration, Fernanda Tax, and Alexandra IP. And then we have also Marco Bertossi here, and Argentina is your neighbor. So I guess
Yes.
there is a lot of trade exchange between the countries, or other than the great rivalry in football, but it's another topic for another presentation. So Eduardo, start with the labor law system in Brazil, please, and then we'll involve your Brazilian colleagues in with Brazil.
Of course.
Briefly, kindly.
Okay. Briefly, I could say for you that the labor law system is more employer system. Our labor law system was built to protect the employer. Probably it happens in all around the world, but
no,
especially
in Italy
here.
The employee. In Italy, we protect the employee.
Yes, the employee.
Ah, the employee. Okay, the
yes,
employer
yes.
is the company.
Okay, sorry. It's the employee system. Probably it happens in all over the world. I think our laws here they did not go further, so we have to do in compliance. In the companies that wants to come to Brazil, it's imperative that they should contract labor law to be in compliance with your legislation that is very different from US and Europe. Now is very protective, is still very protective.
Something to take into account for when you want to establish a subsidiary or something in Brazil. Okay, and then if you want, and then Rita could be involved now, if you want to relocate to Brazil, so a company wants to get employees to Brazil, well, okay, also I know that you are focused on helping people to go to the States, Rita, but also people want to come to Brazil. So what are the general rules for visas or for, yeah, just an overview in 1 minute.
Okay. Sometimes we have multinational companies that want to bring to pick up employees in Brazil to work in United States because we have a lot of professionals that is better than in United States, for example. So we send some professionals to United States, and I can help with the migration forms to do this.
Right. And then Fernanda. Fernanda was tax lawyer. What is the main thing to know about the tax law system in Brazil, in your opinion?
Hi, everybody. Well, actually, in Brazil, we have a lot of benefits to investors, and we have a lot of benefits to other companies, foreigner companies, to invest in Brazil or to take the money and outside of Brazil. Santa Catarina, for example, is the better state to open a company, a e-commerce company. It's the better states for do it. It's the large benefits we have in tax law is in Santa Catarina or Mato Grosso. If you have a export or import company, it's the best state. So if you want to planning, if you want to open a company in Brazil, you need the tax planning, but we have a lot of benefits to foreigner companies.
Super, super. You see, we have a diverse team ready to intervene. And Alexander, something on IP law system.
Yes.
Brazil, for Brazilian companies, IP is a natively international, but something you could highlight for regarding your country.
Of course.
For foreign investors, for example.
Just to summarize
Please.
a little bit of Eduardo Brenna was talking about in terms of numbers. São Paulo today has a GDP of almost $500 billion. It's a double of the Portugal GDP, just to have an idea. It represents 10% of the GDP of South America. São Paulo City. I'm talking about São Paulo City. That's a number. Brazil is reformulating its tax rules. For example, we have the higher IVA of the road, higher than Hungary, right, Fernando? 27% of the IVA in the future, starting in 2026. Maybe it's a progressive transformation of tax rules in Brazil. And about the IP regulation in Brazil, we have several instruments and tools to incentive the technology transference to Brazil. So it's very interesting bring new technology in Brazil in order to have some reduction of the tax on the revenue of the company. For example, if we have a case for Hyundai in 2018, in the occasion to Creta, the vehicle Creta, it's a SUV of Hyundai, and we transfer technology from South Korea to Brazil in a new plant in Piracicaba city, and they reduces the tax in 4 percentile points, 4 points on the revenue,
decrease,
just because of the transformation of the plants. So we can provide services like trademark registration, patent registration, the commodity service, but technology transfer
Super.
is very interesting in Brazil. Is a few offices in Brazil know about that, and we work together several tax lawyers. Tax lawyers are our partners for that.
That's
because
great.
Is our partner because
okay.
it starts the conversation about incentive tax incentives, and it starts the conversation to tax lawyers. Open the doors for tax lawyers in the companies.
Super. Yeah, that's the power of real Brazil. You know,
Yes.
we have this team. Okay, before getting back to Eduardo for the closing of the call, and maybe some other remarks or questions, and of course, letting our managing partner Joseph Vaira, who came a little bit later to introduce himself before leaving. Not now, in a couple of minutes. Keep it for now, Joseph. I won't forget. Let's go to Argentina with Marco Bertossi. You are the neighbor, the most important neighbor of Brazil. I know that I'm keen on geography. In South America, there are only two countries which have no borders with Brazil: Chile and Ecuador. All the other countries have borders with Brazil. And one of them, of course, is Argentina. Can you tell us something about the business between Argentina and Brazil, Marco, the perspectives, the challenges, the situation, the challenges?
Sure. As you know, Brazil and Argentina are both part of the Mercosur. The region of the Mercosur includes also the countries of Paraguay and Uruguay. And to comprehend and make an idea of the greatness of Brazil in this case, only the state of São Paulo has the equal population of the entire country of Argentina, about 40 million people. And the GDP of São Paulo is also very similar at the GDP of the entire country of Argentina. And Brazil remains for several years, and it will be, I think, in the future as well, the main commercial partner of Argentina. The major exchange rate with Brazil compared with other countries. We also do a lot of business with United States and China, but not at the level that we do with Brazil.
Wow. So you see,
Marco, may
yes,
I complete?
Yeah,
about 20 years ago, Argentina was the main Brazilian commercial partner. About 20 years ago. And of course, also Brazil and Argentina, we had some issues, economic issues, and we are anxious to be back to be the biggest partner of Argentina. I don't know why it's not how it's not we are not anymore, because we're so close. We have so many friends together, and we have the Brazilians living in Argentina and Argentinians living in Brazil. We lost it, but we want to get back. I know. I must tell you, Will Brazil and Will Latam is going to be going to be the future of Latam, the economy. So if the countries can do, we can do. We are going to do business in all of the Latin America. So if Brazilian president and Argentina and Uruguay and Chile don't want to do it, we are going to do it. It's the main mission of Will Brazil.
Definitely. Thank you. And you know, there are many in Europe. From Europe, there are, for common people, there are several stereotypes about Brazil. Stereotypes because we see Brazil, okay, beaches and sun and samba, and well, just something that caught my curiosity and Brazil has one of the most important aerospace industry worldwide. And I know that several times I was flying with a Brazilian aircrafts. Embraer is a Brazilian aircraft producer, a civil, also civil for civil aircrafts, and it's in the region of São Paulo. So Brazil is very well known for his, of course, in the business area, in the aerospace industry. So a lot of tax, a lot of label, a lot of IP patents, a lot of. So get to Brazil. We are equipped for that. Okay, thank you very much. I will share this recording after. I'll let it available. I'll have it available. I will ask. So thank you, Eduardo. Thank you the Brazilian team. Thanks to the Brazilian team. Thank you, Marco. And also, well, just to complete, Mexico is in Latin America, but not South America. So is there, Gabriela, I'm asking Gabriela now, is there something specific in business between Mexico and Brazil? Mexico is also a big country, highly populated, so it's a big market, but it's pretty far from Brazil. Okay, so I don't know if there are some bonds or special connection. Please, Gabriela, just to close the session.
Okay, I'm sorry. I know that we have special connections regarding electronics and some parts for cards and also for cell phones and all these things. But also I give a conference for some entrepreneurs a year ago as part of a program that we have between the Chamber of Commerce of Sao Paulo and also here in Guadalajara. I think we are we have a bond between both cities. Right. So I'm sure that in electronic and mechanic things, we have a lot of relationships.
Super, Gabriela. Thank you very much. Thank you. And now, before leaving, Joseph Weinreich from Israel, please introduce yourself briefly, really briefly. We are closing the session, so please.
Thank you, Marco. Eduardo, thank you for the presentation. I'm sorry I was late, but I'm involved in a big case now these days, and I'm very busy, but it's always a pleasure to listen to you. And Brazil, it is a very interesting market. So my name is Joseph Weinreich. I'm an Israeli attorney since 1987. I've done commercial, etc., insolvency, cross-border, and I'm the managing partner of Will. And I want to congratulate Max for his birthday. Max is our president of Will Dach, so happy birthday, Max. I put you on Will Dach, the famous music video of Marilyn Monroe. Happy birthday, Mr. President.
The other guys were singing. You didn't sing, you just posted a video.
Yeah, okay. So, but I wish you all the best, health and joy. And I want to thank Eduardo for his commitment with Will Brazil. I have been following Brazil, the legal market, over the last years, together with Eduardo, because it is an interesting market, because everybody thinks that most Brazilian lawyers don't speak English, so they have a problem connecting cross-border and so on. But we found out together that out of 1 million Brazilian lawyers, there are at least 50,000 who speak English. So please, Eduardo, target these 50,000. Let's have a great group of Will Brazil, recruiting great lawyers, independent, cross-border, and they will all bring opportunities to us, to the whole organization. So Eduardo, please take this challenge. And if I can support, I will support. I wish everybody a great day, and I apologize again for being late.
No problem. And Will Brazil is growing because Rita, Alexandre, Fernanda Vaz, Fernanda Picos, Alexandra's wife, recently joined Will Brazil. We are getting on board another one beginning next week.
So it's growing very good.
We are going very well. Okay.
Yeah. Marco, may I invite Rita, Alexandre, and Fernanda to be here in the next sessions?
Please.
Talking about doing business with Brazil with their perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah?
Yeah, we'll set the slots.
Thank you.
Great. So I'm stopping the recording, saying goodbye, but please stay with me 1 minute more because I want to ask you for something. So thank you, Eduardo. Thank you, Will Brazil, for this for sharing these insights on the country, on the business chances we have, also in relation with other countries, such as, for example, Argentina, Mexico, but then all over the world. Thank you very much. Maximilian, you wanted to say something at the very end?
Yes.
Please?
Yes, I had a business or professional related question to Eduardo and the others from Brazil. It's not that long time ago that you had a change of control of the government after the last election, and I wanted to know if it had some impacts on the Brazilian business in your personal experience.
Okay, I'm talking. I'm going to talk first, then the others can. Yes, we have, because lots of entrepreneurs in Brazil become very frightened what was going to happen. Last year was a strange year. Let me say that. But since the beginning of this year, we are growing again. We are starting to grow again. So if you want people who wants to invest in properties and technology here in Brazil, here now is the time, Max.
Great. Okay, friends, time's over, because otherwise the recording will be too long and people won't watch it. Thank you very much. Stay with me 1 minute more.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you, Marco. Max.
Thank you.